Please stand for the arrival of His Excellency, the Governor General, and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and prayer.
Psalm 19, reading from verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshment to the soul. The decree of the Lord is trustworthy, wisdom for the simple. The precepts of the Lord are honest, joy for the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, light for the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, lasting forever. The judgments of the Lord are true, upright every one. More desirable than gold, even than the purest gold. His words are sweeter than honey that drips from the comb. Thus your servant is formed by them. Observing them brings great reward. But who can detect his own failings? Wash away my hidden faults, and from pride, preserve your servant. Never let it be my master, so shall I, above reproach, free from grave sin. May the words of my mouth always find favor, and the whisperings of my heart in your presence, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Almighty and eternal God, you who are God all-powerful, almighty, all-wise, all-merciful, and just, you reveal the principles of justice for all nations, for it is through you that all authority is rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgment decreed. Therefore, we humbly implore your mercy and forgiveness individually, as a nation, and as a region for the instances when we have failed to act according to your decrees. Lord, have mercy. Christ, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. This day, Lord, we implore your blessing for the Honourable Mme. Chantal Ononaiwu, who will declare the oath of office to assume the position as Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. The Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission, the independent body responsible for recruiting staff and judges for the Caribbean Court of Justice, has found in her the capacity, erudition, and wisdom that will be required for this high office of responsibility. As Dr. Chantal Ononaiwu declared the oath of allegiance during this official ceremony in the presence of His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen, and the witnesses gathered here, pour forth a double portion of the gifts of your Holy Spirit on your servant. It is this blessing that will enable her to uphold and embody the integrity of the office she is called to. As Dr. Chantal Ononaiwu formally promises to be loyal and honest in performing her duties in legal matters, may the words of her mouth and meditation of her heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, our rock and redeemer. Bless your servant with the necessary zeal and commitment to exercise due diligence so that the rule of law is upheld according to jurisprudence that reflect true justice. May her service in conjunction with her colleagues of the legal fraternity, both in local jurisdictions and at the level of the Caribbean Court of Justice, add increase to the credibility of this institution in service of the people of our region. Also, dear Lord, may all citizens of our region, by your grace and mercy, rise to the occasion to exercise civil responsibility for the advancement of the nations of our region, according to law and order, inspired by justice declared by you. May all our citizens be united in promoting practices according to law and order, exercising due regard for their fellow citizens. Lord, fill our minds with everything that is true, everything that is honorable, everything that is upright and pure, everything that is just, everything noble of noble value, with whatever is good and praiseworthy, for the advancement of our region, according to the principle of justice. In Jesus' name we make our prayer. Amen.
Thank you, Archbishop. His Excellency, the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, will now address us, after which the Governor General's Secretary, Major Dwayne Hill, will read the proclamation and invite the Honourable Madame Justice Ononaiwu to take and subscribe to the oath of office. Your Excellency.
Dr. the Most Honourable Andrew Onis, Prime Minister, members of the Cabinet, Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, representing the Chief Justice, the Honourable Mrs. Justice MacDonald Bishop, President of the Court of Appeal, the Honourable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, members of the Senate, members of the Privy Council, other members of the Judiciary, members of the Regional Judicial Legal Services Commission, the Honourable Justice Ononaiwu, the Most Reverend Kenneth Richards, Archbishop of Kingston, the Roman Catholic Archdiocese, members of the Bar Association and wider legal fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, guests viewing on the online platform, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Archbishop, for blessing this morning's ceremony. It is an honor and a great privilege for me to welcome you all to this significant occasion, the swearing in of Madame Justice Chantal Ononaiwu as a judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. This marks an especially notable event as it is the first judicial swearing in at King's House since 2010. The Caribbean Court of Justice serves as a vital institution advancing the legal framework that support the CARICOM member states. Although individual nations determine the scope of the jurisdiction, the CCJ stands as a crucial contributor to the rule of law, economic integration, and judicial cooperation in our region. Justice Ononaiwu brings a wealth of experience in Caribbean law and in the CARICOM law, commercial law also, and international law, all of which underscore her readiness for this role. With a career spanning over 2 decades as a litigator, legal advisor, and lecturer, as well as her distinguished work in adjudicating international trade disputes, Justice Ononaiwu is well prepared to meet the demands of this position. Today's ceremony not only acknowledges her qualification, but also celebrates her unwavering dedication to the field of law. Her appointment is a testament to the core values of legal integrity and impartiality, qualities essential to any judicial office. Today we honor both Justice Ononaiwu's professional achievements and the invaluable contributions of legal professionals across the Caribbean. As the judge takes her oath, we recognize the significance of this milestone in her career and extend our best wishes for success in her new role. We are confident that she will carry out her duties with distinction, contributing to the judiciary's essential role in the stability and strength of our societies. Thank you, everyone, for being here to celebrate this occasion of Justice Ononaiwu's remarkable achievement.
A proclamation. Whereas the Caribbean Court of Justice is an essential part of the effort to deepen and strengthen the Caribbean community through a single market and a single economy, which the revised Treaty of Chaguaramus provides for. And whereas the Caribbean Court of Justice is the highest municipal court in the region that considers and determines appeals in both civil and criminal matters from courts within the jurisdictions of member states of the community, which are parties to the agreement establishing the Caribbean Court of Justice, hereinafter referred to as the agreement. And whereas paragraph 3.1a of Article 5 of the agreement provides that the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission, hereinafter referred to as the Commission, shall have the responsibility for making appointments to the office of Judge of the Court. And whereas the Commission, on Saturday, the 28th day of June, 2024, having decided that you, Chantal Patrice Ononaiwu, be appointed Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice from the 16th day of October, 2024. And whereas paragraph 1 of Article 10 of the agreement provides that a judge of the court shall not enter upon the duties of that office unless he has taken and subscribed the oath of office as set out in Appendix 1 to the agreement. And whereas paragraph 2, Article 10 of the agreement provides that the oath of office shall be taken and subscribed before the head of state of any contracting party. And whereas there is occasion for the taking of the oath of office by you, Madame Justice Chantal Patrice Ononaiwu, having been appointed Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Now, therefore, I, Patrick Linton Allen, member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, do hereby proclaim that on this 29th day of October 2024, the said Honourable Madame Justice Chantal Patrice Ononaiwu accedes to the office of Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Given under my hand at King's House this 29th day of October in the year of our Lord 2024 and the third year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III.
I, Chantal Patrice Ononaiwu, having been appointed a judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice, do hereby swear that I will faithfully exercise the office of the judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and in accordance with the Code of Judicial Conduct. So help me God.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I now invite the Honourable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, to give his remarks. Sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, Dr. the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, members of the Cabinet, Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, who is standing in for His Lordship, the Chief Justice, Honourable Mrs. Justice MacDonald Bishop, President of the Court of Appeal, members of the Senate, members of the Privy Council, other members of the Judiciary, members of the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission, members of the Consular Corps, the Honourable Madam Justice Chantal Ononaiwu, my sister, family and friends of Justice Ononaiwu, including her mom, the Most Reverend Kent Richards, Archbishop of Kingston, members of the Jamaican Bar Association and wider legal fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, guests viewing on the online platforms. The role of selecting the judges and nominating the candidate for the presidency of the CCJ, whenever there is a vacancy in either case, falls to the 11-member Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission. The Commission's members hail from varied CARICOM states. As a whole, they bring with them a wide range of life experiences and skill sets, although a majority of them is drawn from the legal fraternity of the region. They are entirely independent from the governments of the Caribbean region. The Commission prides itself on a recruitment process that is competitive, transparent, and scrupulously premised on merit. Each appointment reflects our unwavering commitment to selecting judges of the highest caliber. The Commission was required earlier this year to fill a vacancy that was created by the untimely death of the late Mr. Justice Jacob Witt. Justice Witt's passing robbed us of his expertise and experience in international law in particular. Article 4.1 of the agreement establishing the court requires that when the court is at its full complement of 10 judges, at least 3 must possess expertise in international law, including international trade law. When the Commission advertised for Justice Witt's replacement, the advertisement noted that this expertise, international law, including international trade law, was a prerequisite. We received applications from persons residing in the Bahamas, Great Britain, Canada, Nigeria, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Jamaica, Sri Lanka, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. Of the applications received, 4 candidates, 3 women and 1 man, were shortlisted. Each was subsequently interviewed by the full panel of the RJLSC, the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission. It is out of this rigorous process that Justice Ononaiwu emerged as the successful candidate. As your program indicates, she is not merely an expert in international law, she is more specifically an expert in international trade law and an active practitioner in the field. She has appeared as counsel before the Caribbean Court of Justice in many of the court's seminal cases dealing with the CARICOM single market and economy. She's had experience in adjudicating World Trade Organization international trade disputes. The job she previously held involved negotiating international trade issues on behalf of the Caribbean community. Indeed, she led the coordination of CARICOM's external trade policy. CARICOM's undoubted loss is the CCG's gain, but I venture to suggest that the region would benefit even more greatly from her tenure on the Caribbean Court of Justice. I have emphasized Justice Ononaiwu's credentials so far as our original jurisdiction remit is concerned, but it would be a huge mistake to believe that she has no experience in areas of the law that would challenge us in our appellate jurisdiction. She also has considerable experience in commercial and constitutional law, having worked for some time in the international business and financial services sector in Barbados and as counsel in the Constitutional and Legislative Affairs Division of the Attorney General's Chambers in Jamaica. I am confident that Justice Ononaiwu will make a huge and positive contribution to the court and to the region's jurisprudence. I extend to her my warmest congratulations on this occasion, and I look forward to working with her. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Justice Saunders. I now invite Dr. the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, who will give his remarks.
His Excellency, the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, colleague members of the Cabinet, heads of Judiciary of Jamaica and the CARICOM, Honourable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, Honourable Madam Justice Chantal Ononaiwu, our newly installed Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice, and her spouse, Mr. Keith Robertson, together with other supporting family members who are here. the Most Reverend Kenneth Richards, Archbishop of Kingston, Roman Catholic Archdiocese, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, officials of the public and private sector and civil society representatives who are here, our distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a good morning. Today, we gather in deep admiration to honor an extraordinary achievement by one of Jamaica's own, Dr. Chantal Ononaiwu. Her journey is a testament to dedication, resilience, and a remarkable pursuit of excellence that has brought her to this esteemed position on the bench of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Dr. Ononaiwu's path began here in Jamaica, and her accomplishments have taken her to some of the world's most respected institutions, with a Bachelor of Laws from the University of West Indies, first-class honors, a Master of Laws from Cambridge, and a Doctor of Philosophy in Law from Oxford. As a Rhodes Scholar, she has built a legacy of scholarship and achievement that we celebrate today. Throughout her impressive career, Dr. Ononaiwu's leadership has exemplified commitment to the Caribbean. From her roles in advising CARICOM on trade policy to negotiating on behalf of the region, she has championed our collective interests with a focus and skill that continue to bring honor to Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Her profound expertise in international law and her dedication to uplifting the Caribbean reflects a passion that resonates beyond borders, making her an asset to the judicial landscape for Jamaica, for the region, and indeed the world. Her professional accomplishments are complemented by her warmth and devotion to family as a proud mother who cherishes family traditions that have shaped her values. Dr. Ononaiwu, today we celebrate you, not only as an accomplished jurist, but as a true inspiration and a proud daughter of Jamaica. Your dedication to service, resilience, and commitment to excellence embody the very best of our shared heritage. You remind us of the profound impact that purposeful ambition, steadfast focus, and discipline can have on our communities, and we are confident that with your clarity, wisdom, and dedication, you will continue to inspire and uplift many across our region. Congratulations, Dr. Ononaiwu, on this significant appointment. Jamaica and the Caribbean are immensely proud of you, and we stand with you as you embark on this next phase of your journey. God's richest blessings.
Thank you very much, Dr. Holness. I now invite our newly sworn-in judge, the Honourable Mme. Justice Chantal Ononaiwu, Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice, to give her response.
His Excellency the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, Dr. the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, members of the Cabinet, Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, representing the Chief Justice, Honourable Mrs. Justice MacDonald Bishop, President of the Court of Appeal, the Honourable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, members of the Senate, members of the Privy Council, other members of the Judiciary, members of the Regional Judicial Legal Services Commission, members of the Consular Corps, family, my family and friends, the Most Reverend Kenneth Richards, Archbishop of Kingston, the Roman Catholic Archdiocese, members of the Jamaican Bar Association and wider legal fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, guests viewing on the online platforms, good morning. I am honored and humbled to have taken the oath of office as a judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. I extend heartfelt gratitude to the Governor General and Prime Minister and their respective offices, as well as the President, Registrar, and staff of the Caribbean Court of Justice for facilitating the arrangements for today's ceremony. Archbishop, thank you for such a meaningful prayer. Governor General, Prime Minister, and President Saunders, I thank you for your remarks. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to have my swearing-in ceremony held in Jamaica. It is heartwarming to see so many persons who have played a meaningful role in my personal and professional life. I thank you all for accepting His Excellency's invitation to attend. On my journey to our region's highest court, I have been blessed to have the unconditional love of remarkable parents, the unwavering support of my family and friends, and the guidance of trusted mentors. I thank God that my husband, Keith Robertson, our children, Kanu and Kenna, my mother, Mrs. Arlene Ononaiwu, my sister, Colleen, some of my dearest friends, and my teacher and mentor, Professor Tracy Robinson, can share this special occasion with me. I'm filled with gratitude that my 92-year-old father, Mr. Joseph Ononaiwu, has witnessed this important milestone in my life. While my father and other members of my family, including my brother Kenneth, and my parents-in-law, Keith and Kay Robertson, could not attend today's ceremony, I'm thankful that they can watch online. Jamaica, the land of my birth, is a country to which I owe a debt of gratitude. The Rose Gordon Preparatory School and Immaculate Conception High School provided me with a solid educational foundation. I commenced my legal education at the University of the West Indies Mona campus under the sound tutelage of lecturers such as the Honourable Delroy Chuck, Dr. Derek McCoy, and Mrs. Suzanne Folks Goldson. The Jamaica Scholarship supported my undergraduate legal studies and my professional training at the Norman Manley Law School. At the start of my career, I gained invaluable experience at the Attorney General's Chambers in Jamaica when the Honourable Michael Hilton was Solicitor General, and I worked with the present Solicitor General, Mrs. Marlene Aldred, in the Constitutional and Legislative Affairs Division. I first cut my teeth as a law lecturer at the University of the West Indies Mona campus teaching criminal law. In 2002, the Institute of Jamaica awarded me the Musgrave Youth Medal for eminence in the field of law. And so during my formative years, Jamaica invested heavily in me and provided an environment in which excellence and distinction were encouraged and celebrated, and hard work, discipline, leadership, and a commitment to service of community were promoted and nurtured. As a proud national of the Caribbean community, I have witnessed regional integration in action and its value to our collective development. My legal education was truly regional in its orientation, grounded in an appreciation of the varied legal systems of the Caribbean, the constitutions and laws of Caribbean states, judgments of Caribbean jurists, and academic writings on Caribbean law. Indeed, we are a region coming of age and reaping the benefits of our significant investment in Caribbean legal education. It is profound that all 7 judges of the Caribbean Court of Justice are graduates of the University of the West Indies. My interest in Caribbean community law was ignited as an undergraduate law student at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill. 25 years ago, I was among the first cohort of students in the law faculty to take the course Caribbean Integration Law, taught by Professor David Berry. We learned of the draft protocols to amend the 1973 Treaty of Chaguaramas, with the aim of strengthening economic cooperation through the establishment of the CARICOM single market and economy, and reforming the institutional arrangements of the community. We avidly followed the plans to establish a Caribbean Court of Justice, a unique institution that would serve as both a final appellate court and international court interpreting the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. In 2003, in preparing my initial doctoral research proposal on Caribbean community law and its role in regional development, I acquired the Honourable Mr. Justice Duke Pollard's Compendium of CARICOM Instruments, a text on which I still rely. I have lived and worked in Barbados as a CARICOM skilled national since 2006, the same year the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas entered into force. For 16 years, while working in the Caribbean Regional Negotiating Machinery and later the CARICOM Secretariat, I had the distinct privilege to serve the Caribbean community as a legal advisor on international trade and investment matters, negotiator of its trade agreements, and counsel in cases before the Caribbean Court of Justice. I deeply value the opportunity to continue to serve the community as a judge of its highest court and appreciate the immense responsibility this office carries. Our Caribbean Court of Justice plays a pivotal role in advancing the rule of law in our community and building Caribbean jurisprudence. During my tenure, I will work assiduously to contribute to shaping the jurisprudence and overall direction of this august institution, which is at a critical juncture as it approaches its 20th anniversary. As an apex court for a growing number of countries, the Caribbean Court of Justice has produced high-quality and respected judgments that clarify areas of uncertainty in the law and provide authoritative interpretations of the law. As the exclusive interpreter of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, our court has affirmed that CARICOM operates under the rule of law, clarified the obligations of member states and the community, and secured the rights of individuals and businesses under the CARICOM single market regime. It is a privilege to join an institution in which the President, judges, and staff work with such deliberation in service of its mission to provide accessible, fair, and efficient justice for the people and states of the community, and for which excellence is integral to its vision and values. It would be remiss of me not to mention that I'm the third woman to assume the office of the Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice after the Honourable Mme. Justice Desiree Bernard, a trailblazing jurist, and my sister, the Honourable Mme. Justice Maureen Rajnath Lee. I look forward to serving alongside other women on the bench of our regional court. I hope to inspire other women to serve in the judiciary in the region, as so many illustrious women judges have inspired me. Our Caribbean Court of Justice is an institution of which we can be proud, in which we should have confidence, and to which we must remain committed. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Madam Justice Ononaiwu. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this function. On behalf of the Governor General, I thank you for attending this important ceremony as a mark of support for the newly sworn-in Judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Congratulations to the Honourable Madam Justice Chantal Ononaiwu. We wish you every blessing in the execution of your duties. The protocol personnel will prepare for a photo opportunity at the front of the ballroom with His Excellency, the Prime Minister, Dr. Holness, the Honourable Justice Adrian Saunders, and the Honourable Madam Justice Chantal Ononaiwu. Have a blessed day.
Something they couldn't go.
It's away.